it's a conversation about what we're playing right now. And welcome once again. I hope you guys enjoyed the last conversation piece. We talked about Anthem and the VIP demo that we played last weekend.
Yep. And it was the official episode 1 of Itza.
Yes.
Yes.
And again, I know it sounds weird to say it. It'll grow on you because it grew on us.
Wait till I get t-shirts.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even matter. That's just what it's going to be. So you can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk really quick. This is going to be a short one. Just about what I'm playing right now. And I felt it kind of important to get it out there because there are some great games that have released in the past couple months. And
you're going to have more in-depth stuff to say about them because you're currently playing them.
Yes.
I am poor, so I am not.
So I did a little article I typed up about the first half of this year and the games that are coming out.
Which people liked.
Yes, you're welcome. But so I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
All right.
I've been playing Ace Combat 7.
Yo.
And of course I've been playing Black Ops 4.
Yes.
And the Anthem demo.
Yes.
We already talked about Anthem. I mean, Black Ops is Black Ops. It's Call of Duty, right? Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Let me start there.
All right.
I loved Assassin's Creed Origins. Bayek as a main character and his story from becoming, well, I don't want to ruin anything, but it's pretty much about the origins of the Assassin's Guild, and it was excellent. It was based in Egypt. It was phenomenal.
Question, story-wise, up until that point, was that the best execution of a story in an Assassin's Creed game?
Yes. Okay. And you know I loved Syndicate.
You also liked
and I loved Black Flag. This is Origins is my favorite Assassin's Creed game right now.
Okay.
With Odyssey a close second because Cassandra is just a badass. Normally I play as a guy in RPG games or in any game that lets you choose. But for this one I was like, let me go ahead and use Cassandra because she looks pretty beast. And Cassandra's a beast. First of all, she towers over a lot of people in that game. She has to be at least like 6'5", 6'6".
Nice.
And she's brolic. And she's badass. Like, she will tell somebody.
So she's the ancient equivalent of your favorite Overwatch character.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. She is. But it's awesome, too, when you're playing the game and you run into a character that's bigger than you and they're talking all this shit. And you lay the smackdown on them, and it's like, you just got beat by a girl, son. You know what I mean? But Odyssey has built on what Origins set as the foundation.
Okay.
And this whole new thing that they're doing with this wide open world and being able to choose your path essentially and different conversation choices. And, being able to have different romance options. I mean, of course, my Cassandra likes girls, but I mean, every now and then she'll, dabble,
catch
schlong.
The D.
It just depends. But I mean, seriously, like it's amazingly executed. At first, there were a couple things that I was like, but you kind of learn to ignore them because overall, it's not a 10 out of 10 game. I give it a solid 9.
So, I know we discussed experiences in the last talk. Experience-wise, is this something that you're going to be talking about for a while to come?
Yeah. Because, so in Origins, they introduced being able... Well, they didn't introduce it, but they kind of refined being able to get out onto a ship and go out and do these things. But it wasn't the main point of it because you're in Egypt. It was about hopping on your camel, going to the pyramids and the Sphinx and all these things. Here... there's more of an emphasis on you sailing with this huge freaking map, okay? And, you can run into pirates and Spartan ships and Athenian ships and fisherman ships and go to these little small islands that have side missions and, So
then, here's the next question that I would have based on your preference in the Assassin's Creed genre. Right? So the first one that comes to mind would be, does this overall feel like a new era for Assassin's Creed?
Yeah. I think they were off to a great start with Origins, and I think with Odyssey they ramped it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what the next one is going to be a year or two from now.
Okay.
Because they just keep adding to it and adding to it. So you have your season pass, and then you have the free content. And I'll tell you this, just the base game alone has so much content in it that if you didn't buy the season pass,
well, I remember watching the other one with you when you were playing it, Origin, and that seemed to have a lot. Like I remember you looking up like special weapons and all that stuff like that. I remember saying, like, if I wasn't playing, what was it at the time? Horizon Zero Dawn. If I wasn't playing that gem of a game, that magnificent piece of engineering,
yes.
I probably would have been.
Shout out to Guerrilla Games.
Yes, you did your thing. Put your foot in it.
Put your foot in it. But Odyssey. Oof.
Well, my second question then goes back to, again, your past with the Assassin's Creed lineage. So you mentioned that there's the boats. Does it feel like that boat system evolved from Black Flag or took something from Black Flag?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Definitely. They just, again, they've been doing a great job of just building on what worked in the past game and just refining it and refining it and refining it. So the point now, like, you get on your boat because you can choose who your crew is. So right now I have a crew of, I think they're Amazonians or something like that. Just a group of females.
Did you recruit each of them?
You can recruit lieutenants to the ship. So you can go out, find someone, kick their ass, and then tell them, hey, come join my crew.
Oh, so you're Monkey D. Luffy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I guess that sounds to me like the other one that you played with the brother and sister. Before
Syndicate?
Yeah, Syndicate.
Kind of, where you can go out and you have the gangs and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's an aspect that they took from that.
Okay, so they really are building on it rather than what they used to do is just regurgitating.
But in Syndicate, you had this badass train that you can drive around London in. It's pretty dope. But this one, your ship is your life. But the game is just so... Listen, I'll start a mission.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's like, okay, this is the quest line I'm following right now. Every time I turn this damn game on, I'm like, I'm going to do this quest line. I end up doing like 3 side missions, getting into pirate fights.
To be fair, though, I've watched you play games, and ladies and gentlemen, here's what it's like to watch Jason play anything where you can deviate from the path. I'm on this path. There's gold down at this end. Lots of treasure, but down there, it's really dark, and I hear some growling. Sounds like a dragon.
I'm going down there. Of course,
why not? Let me just take a little look.
No risk, no reward, man.
5 hours later, another pass. That sounds bigger than the last dragon. Let me take a little look.
No risk, no reward. All right? Famous words of Sam Witwicky from Transformers. Anyway. But, yeah, man, it's just...
Go ahead.
It's an experience. It's great. And this game, it's going to last because, mind you, I'm just playing as Cassandra. You have Alexio. I'm not going back through and playing as Alexio. I'm not. I'm already like 60, 80 hours in. I'm not playing through that again. But the fact that I keep being able to build on top of what I have with my existing character.
Yeah. And plus, great. I mean, given how Resident Evil is being received as far as being able to go back and play with the other characters, I feel like it kind of caters to those guys who, there are some people that will literally play a certain game over and over again.
Yeah. And that's fine. Yeah, you can do that in this.
Okay.
I ain't doing it.
No, I mean, just that it's there, though, speaks a lot to what Ubisoft is trying to put out there.
Yeah, because they were, I forget who I was listening to. I think it was Kind of Funny Games. We keep bringing, I listen to them on the way into work, but Greg Miller, I think he was saying he has like 120 hours in or 150 or something crazy like that. And it's like, yo, that's a lot of content for this game. And it's refreshing to know that I have a game like that I can keep coming back to and just keep experiencing new things. Yeah. And it's... Yes. If you haven't checked it out yet, and if you're even curious about it, I recommend going and picking up. It's always on sale at somewhere. It's always
they
on sale.
Always are. I actually regret not being able to buy the other one that you were talking about, the one in Egypt, Origin.
Yeah,
I wanted to pick it up when it was like $24. I want to say
it starts slow, but then it picks up, and you're like, "Ooh, yeah, this is good."
Yeah, from the little bit that I saw time and time whenever I went over to your house back in PA, I was hooked. Especially that one mission where you were jumping between the different ships and just accidentally, on purpose, lighting everything on fire with that stupid sword. This guy's trying to sneak around,
just lighting everything on fire.
Had the sword out, didn't realize the sword was lighting everything on fire because he's on wooden ships.
First of all, give me a fire sword, I'm gonna use it. Okay,
on wooden ships.
Hey,
you know there's hippos in that water.
Oh well, I killed them too. Set them on fire. Well, they're in water. But, you know, strangely enough, in that game, you can set them on fire in the water. Yeah. It's just one of those things.
Well, I mean, there was like a lot of wild stuff in there too that I've seen you do that was like, all right, this could be fun.
I mean, I fought Anubis.
Well, there was just you going through that one town and you had all the guards chasing you, and it's just
so in this one I did something similar, right? Because they send bounty hunters after me. I had at one point 3 bounty hunters plus all the Athenians in this town chasing after me. And I'm like, like whatever, and I'll
talking
turn around
shit. No, you're talking shit the whole time.
Just take them out one by one.
You gonna come get these hands?
Come get these mother effing hands. Taste some of this goddamn poison trident that I got here, bitch. Come get some of this.
All right. So it sounds like Assassin's Creed has definitely been something
hit its stride.
Was worth.
Yes.
You putting money into.
Yes. I do not regret picking that game up.
Okay.
Another game that I do not regret picking up that I picked up very recently. Shout out to GameStop for that trading credit. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. Listen, I've been an Ace Combat fan. I would say I started playing on PS2.
Okay.
And, I was anticipating this game. I was waiting. It's finally here. I got into it, started playing it, and I already know what to expect from an Ace Combat game. I play with the expert controls and whatever. I wasn't expecting to be as pleased as I am. First of all, the game is gorgeous. Secondly of all, the clouds are their own character. Thirdly of all...
So wait, are the clouds the new... What are we up to now? I know it was water, and then it was sand at one point. Mm-hmm. And they were like, sand is the new water in games.
Yeah.
Are clouds the new... sand?
Yes, at least for flight sims, because when you fly through that cloud and it starts hitting the canopy of the jet, and you start seeing the water, and you fly through, you get the turbulence and all that. Controls start shaking, and then I was telling you about earlier,
a boss fight. Yeah,
and I'm gonna try to be as general as possible. There's a thunderstorm. You're out there flying. I was in the wrong plane because it's a ground mission. It was take out the surface to air missiles, take out the AA guns, take out the radar towers. I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm gonna go in with this warthog. I'm not dogfighting, right? Man, this man showed up in a SU-36. Is it 36, 37? I don't remember. Supersonic fighter jet. My man showed up. Listen, I have never fought for my life the way that I fought for my life in that goddamn warthog. Okay, that man was pulling some Tom Cruise Top Gun maneuvers, hitting the brakes. You see this goose? And like coming at me full throttle, son. I'm like, golly. But it was epic. It was fun. The soundtrack, the music that went to
that's the one thing I keep hearing everyone say is like, yo, man, this feels like one of those classic 80s fighter pilot movies where you just want to sit in a suit in the middle of your living room.
Thought about it.
With the aviators on.
Thought about it. I threw a hoodie on to kind of try to replicate being in an aviator suit. But, I got hit by lightning.
I was going to ask you about that. Does that actually...
Yeah, man. My engine stalled out a little bit. Nice. Plane started shaking. All my radar systems went offline. I'm like, this is some bullshit. They came back up, but still, but it interferes with the enemy too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it's a very deep game.
Yes, if you're an Ace Combat fan. Like, there's a simple mode, I do not recommend playing with the easy controls.
Yeah. Well,
It's not the same.
Here's the thing. I haven't played Ace Combat in years.
It's hard.
Like, when we were listening, I believe it was either Kind of Funny or maybe checking out any of the YouTube game channels that we look at, and someone was like, this is the 7th installment. I'm like, God damn, this 7 installments? Like, where the fuck did I leave off
I think it's
at?
actually more than that.
It probably is, because they come out on, like, handheld consoles and stuff, too. Like, I didn't realize that. But, that's what has me a little worried, because I was excited to see Ace Combat, because for me, I haven't seen Ace Combat since the last time I physically played Ace Combat. So it's like, oh, that shit's back. This is going to be lovely.
Yo. Next time you come to the crib, I'm going to fire it up, and you're going to see. I'm
going to check it out, especially when someone said this is someone who's not an Ace Combat player, not a fighting plane player at all. When they said, I believe it was Game Ranks, they were like, this is the Forza Horizon a flight game.
Yes, that is a great comparison. Shout outs to Game Cross or whoever it was.
Game Ranks.
There you go. Yo, this is the first. Okay, so you have an unlock tree. Where you unlock your jets and you can customize them and unlock different parts and things like that.
Yeah.
There's skins. There's a whole thing that you can do.
See, I didn't know that was part of it.
But again, it's dope because the little things like taking off from the aircraft carrier or landing after a mission or even the banter over the radio.
I heard the banter was the thing.
Yo,
like, it sets the
these
tone.
Dudes talk shit. There's a guy, okay, that every time he says something, I'm like, I want to shoot this motherfucker down. He's talking so much shit, but it's, it makes you feel like, yo, this is
you're
where
in
it's
that
at.
environment.
My son, who's 2 years old, shout out to Orion. I have this little Bluetooth controller that I use for, play little mobile games or whatever.
Yeah.
And he'll grab that and sit there next to me while I'm playing Ace Combat. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that unless I'm playing like a racing game. So it's like, all right, I've got the stamp of approval from a little 2-year-old big-headed son. So, yeah. Yeah. It's a solid game, man. It is a solid game.
It's definitely on my list. It's something that's on my radar. I do want to play it.
You should. Check it out. Definitely. I would say I'll let you borrow it because I have it on disc.
Get off my back.
But
I'm working through my back catalog. Get off my back.
I've been dabbling back into Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
I know. That was a big release for you.
Yes, and I love it. And people were bashing, oh, this is the PSP version of the game, so they changed some of the whatever. It's Castlevania Symphony of the goddamn Night. I don't give a damn, okay? I'm not there for I'm there because that's a game that's literally the first Castlevania game that I completed, period.
Yeah.
It's the first Castlevania game that I've completed multiple times. And it's the first Castlevania game that I've completed 200%. Not 100%, 200, because you have to play the game again in the Upside Down Castle. And get the true ending when you actually go and fight your father, Dracula, because you play as Alucard. But, yeah, dabbling in that, trying to beat it for like the 8th time.
So,
get some trophies.
We didn't get to discuss this while the show was, out in October. Do you think that anyone who watched the show and they're getting pumped up and they're hyped about it should actually go check out this game?
If you're a fan of Metroidvania type games and that old school 2D sprite hand-drawn, then yes. Because there's a lot actually that they took from the show and put into, there's a lot of enemies actually that they put into the show that were in Symphony of the Night.
I never got a chance to play it. Like, I've known about Symphony of the Night. It was one of those games where like you couldn't go into a game store, and I'm talking back when Software Etc. was around, Funko Land, all these places were independent of each other. They were not the GameStop empire, right? You couldn't go into any of those stores without seeing Alucard on the cover.
Alucard is the man.
Castlevania.
Yes.
I was like, what? That's not the Castlevania I remember, but that shit looks hot.
Yep.
But I could never convince my mother to buy that shit. She was like, this looks like something you shouldn't play. And yeah. But I didn't get to play it. But when I bought it, I started it up. I know I got to get around to playing it. Yes. I started it up around Christmas. It's my gift to myself. And just that introduction of him running into the castle,
Mm-hmm.
I understood then why you were hyped up when you saw that in the show.
Yes.
Because it almost looks the same, even though you're looking at this sprite from decades
like
ago now. Yeah.
Or something like that, 95 or something crazy.
And then you're watching this modern day, probably drawn in 4K and downres to 1080p image.
Yeah, because even the Dracula that they have in the show
looks like
the Dracula from Symphony of the Night.
Yeah. And it was great. Like I can't deny the feel and presence of it. Like there's just a certain presence to it.
Not to mention the soundtrack. The soundtrack is amazeballs.
See, this one I'll give it to you because there was like a full 2 weeks where I was playing that entire soundtrack while at work, and everyone was just looking at me because I was playing it above whatever nonsense they were trying to play behind us. Out of nowhere, you just hear those bells and heavy gothic. I'm like, yeah.
Yo, shout out to my cousin Omar Robinson, aka Gorganis, out there keeping real hip hop alive, yo.
Doing it for the lyricists.
But yeah, man. So been playing that Symphony of the Night. Obviously, Black Ops 4, that blackout mode.
Yo,
those shenanigans.
Yo.
Okay, so I might as well just make it public now. Okay, we were playing one night. This was what, a month ago?
This wasn't a month ago. This was this month.
It wasn't this month.
It was in the beginning of the month, man.
Because I took 2 Fridays off from getting together with you guys and playing.
The month is almost done. There's only what 3-4 Fridays in a month.
Nah, man. It had to have been like in December.
Nah, man. This was definitely this month.
Well, regardless. So we're playing Blackout. And anyone who doesn't know, Blackout is the Battle Royale mode for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And it is fun as hell.
Yeah, it really is. So
we normally get in there. We call ourselves the top 5 team because
we break top 5 alive every time.
Dead or alive. That's it. Top 5. We don't win. We won like once.
Twice.
We won.
I won one.
You won one.
You and Sean won one together.
Right. But like for the most part, we're like 5th or 4th, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're playing, and this particular night, I'm like, I'm having fun here. Let me go get some of that Mary Jane. And I hit it up. Boom, boom, boom. Came back to the game. Started playing. Hopped in the helicopter, and I'm like, guys, hop in. Let's go.
And first of all,
y'all parachutes.
I need to warn you. We have a rule, right? When Jason hops into anything with a helicopter, where you can jump out of it, be weary before you get into it with this guy, because he will wait.
Phenomenal pilot.
He will wait till he's above the safe zone of you jumping out, and ask, "So y'all got parachutes, right?" And that's how you know some fuck shit is about to start happening.
So we ran into a group of enemies, and I was strafing. Okay, anyone that doesn't know what a strafe is, I was moving laterally.
He says he was strafing.
I was strafing. Yo, I didn't see the mountain. The mountain didn't see me. Okay?
No, that mountain saw you.
Flew right into that goddamn mountain. All I heard was, "This motherfucker." Yo.
And for me, I'm sitting there like, yo, what? Did we get hit by a rock? What happened? Like, I couldn't even really. I'm trying to put it together, and then in comes this guy. I don't know what happened there, man. You know, was that mountain always there?
Long story short, from since then I have not done the Mary Jane when I play Call of Duty.
We haven't gotten in a helicopter with this dude since then either.
I learned my lesson.
Did you?
Yeah. For now. Wait till Anthem comes out.
Was that the same night when we finally got the buggy with the gun on it?
No. That was before.
Oh, that was a funny story too.
Oh, when we lit that one dude up?
Yo, this.
So I was gunner on the buggy.
I was hanging out the side of the window,
and Sean was
the
just
driver.
The driver, but he got out
to raid somebody.
Else. somebody came around the corner, and my man came around that corner.
No. The funny part about him coming around the corner. So I saw someone come around the corner, and at first I thought it was Sean because he literally came from where Sean just went. I was like, damn, that's quick. I didn't say anything because I was on my phone too. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, Sean's gonna be a while, but I thought, that's quick. But he didn't go into the driver's seat. He just kind of like stopped and was looking at us, and I'm looking at him. And then I realized, I was like, that's a different character than what Sean has.
Like, that's the enemy. Mind you, there's a turret pointing at this man.
Pointing at him. And I'm leaning outside of my window with an LMG. I don't know if you play Blackout, but them LMGs, when you get hit with that, you're going down.
It was almost as if this man looked at us and said, I'm ready to accept my fate.
It was one of those, you're walking around the hood area,
and you see a group of
turn
dudes.
the corner, and you see a group of dudes just come out of nowhere, and it's like, shit.
I can try to run.
They're
gonna catch me though.
I could try to fight. They might whoop my ass.
We unloaded on that man.
He tried to shoot back. That's the funniest part. He actually got Sean. He tagged up Sean because Sean was like, what's going on?
That man got lit up.
Oh, he didn't stand because it wasn't just us shooting. We didn't realize we had a meat shield. We thought he died. That man came out of nowhere with an ATV and was lighting this man up.
So just so you know, it's normally just me, Chad, and Sean on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So on Blackout mode, there's a fourth that you can fill, and whoever gets filled into that fourth spot, you're a meat shield. Yeah, I'm telling you right now.
We do some grimy things to the meat shield. We won't say a word, let them keep walking in one direction, and just all be looking at him trying to find out. So where are they going to shoot him from?
We're the assholes that make people grief other players online. Yeah, it's fun, whatever. So, that's what I'm playing for the most part. I'm trying to think of what else I'm playing at the moment. I played Detroit.
How was that?
Human for a little bit. It's like what I played was great. It's just it's so many other things. It's one of those games that unless you take the time to sit down and play it, you're going to get distracted by other things.
See, that was my fear with Heavy Rain.
It's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's a phenomenal game. You know, the character development, the way everything just plays out, and it's great. But then Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and the third, now Anthem, then The Division. I'm not going to go back to that until I get some downtime. Like, you know, I'm sitting there on a Sunday, or if I take a week off from work or something, then I'm sitting there, let me fire up, Detroit Become Human or whatever. It's a good game.
So then how do you feel about Resident Evil's placement and Kingdom Hearts placement? Because they came out back to back. That's rough.
So I played the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo. Loved it. Fell in love with it. And you know how I am with scary games.
I know.
But I loved it. Enjoyed it. I'm going to pick it up when I get a chance, because Anthem comes out in a couple weeks. I'm still playing Assassin's Creed. So at some point I'm going to pick it up. But I enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of the original Resident Evil games.
Well, tell them too what you told me, like with the fact that how you are with horror movies.
So yeah, it's like I can sit and I can watch horror movies all day and laugh and just look at this idiot. It doesn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
But horror games, man, like I don't know what it is. It's a different breed. Like I get in there.
Here's the big question: since you've played it before, did you get frightened at any point in time?
I jumped a couple times. And not full on jump like, but it was more like, caught me off guard. So there was this one point where, you're in the police station. I go around this corner, there's an office or whatever, and there's some zombies on the floor, and I'm like, whatever. I come back out, my man, zombie came out through the window. I'm like, where the fuck did this guy like?
So did you ever have that experience where one, the game is zombie survival, or did you unload a clip of bullets into anyone accidentally just based out of fear?
Yes. When I first got in there, the first zombie I encountered, because I shot him in the head. I'm like, you're going down. This is what happens. The zombie. I shot him in the head. Bow! Saw a chunk come out and everything. And I'm like, you're going down. My man kept coming. I'm like, what? in tarnation, and I kept going. Blop, blop. Hit him again. Nothing. Like, let me try the Resident Evil 4 stuff. Shot him in the leg. Bam! He went down. I'm like, all right. Let me see if I can stomp him. Went over, my man grabbed my leg. Another zombie came out of nowhere. What is this bullshit? You got to a point where you get a knife. I stabbed the zombie in the chest. Bow! He got close. Grabbed me. Stabbed him in the chest. Bam! Hold that. Right? He went down. I'm like, all right, that's it. I went to go take the knife out of his chest because the knife has a meter. The more you use it, the meter runs down. This motherfucker grabbed my leg. I'm like, ain't this about a bitch? So, yes. Plenty of times. Yes, it's there.
Because I know I'm not big into horror video games. Like you, I can watch horror movies and I'll be fine. Here's my issue with horror in general. More so on the movie side, right? I don't like being scared. Call me what you want. I don't like being frightened. But if I watch a horror movie and it doesn't frighten me, I get mad. Yeah. Because it's just like...
waste of time.
Yeah, it's like watching a comedy and you don't laugh.
Like, for instance, my wife, Nicole, one Saturday we were sitting there and I was like, babe, pick a movie. Let's watch a horror movie. You pick, though. And she picked this one damn movie. I don't remember the name of it. We sat there and watched, and she's like, this looks scary. It looks like it's some fucking 1950s or 1940s shit. And this guy goes to an island looking for his sister and some dumb shit. Okay. The guy from Legion, actually. The guy who plays Legion in the show.
Oh, yeah.
He's the main character. Huh. And I'm watching it, and I'm giving it a shot. That movie was... I turned to her. I was like, yo, you don't pick movies anymore. That's it. You're done. You're done.
See, in my experience, that's when people get mad. Like, I'm going to keep it at people because I don't want to have Sean typing out my stuff in the comments. But
you mean like that goddamn movie you recommended to us that one time? That was another... Man.
We don't talk about that. But I mean, like... I don't know. It's just me personally. If I watch a horror movie and it does not frighten me, I get mad. I've been that way since I was a kid because I grew up watching like horror. You know, we had like Freddy, Chucky, all that stuff. I grew up watching that at like Orion's age. So that wasn't an issue. Like that. I learned very young. Video game horror is a completely different beast.
You know when I realized it? Outlast.
For me, it was before that. I used to play a bunch of different things. There was one Silent Hill. I don't remember which entry it was. The stupidest thing happened, and it freaked me out because I had a dream about it too. And I was like, nah, I'm done. Because, you know, back in the day, you used to try and stay up late, keep the volume down. You had your headphones plugged in and shit because you don't want your parents to know you're up playing games. So I had the blanket over the TV and everything, trying to...
Damn, you would...
I had to, son. I had to go through deep stuff to do this. It was a school night. I remember playing that. I was done. Like, it was a quick jump scare. Done. Next thing I played that was horror was...
For me, it was Dead Space.
Dead Space is freaky.
But I made it through Dead Space because I got accustomed to it. It was like, all right.
What's the one aliens. That the WB put out?
Alien Isolation?
Not Aliens. It was it's a horror game. There's 3 entries into it about like this chick that the government made. She's
Parasite Eve?
Not Parasite Eve.
That's Square.
That's Square. It's fuck. I have it too on Steam, but I don't feel like trying to hack into my Steam right now. But I have that game. I've had that game. I had the whole series actually. I remember playing...
Are you talking about Fear, the first-person shooter?
Fear, yes. Okay. So here's the thing with Fear. There's
First
one
encounter
of them,
and response team.
There's one of them. I remember playing the demo for it because I was like, man, these fucking horror games, but I ain't no bitch. Playing it, there's a level where you go into a pool. The whole squad is walking through. You're climbing up the little ladder to get out. You're hearing this chick talk. I'm like, man, whatever. I had turned my head while playing it, talking to my cousin or whoever was next to me. I turned back, and as soon as I'm turning back, my character's going finally up the stairs. Get up, boom, 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 bam. There's this little bitch in your face saying some shit. I don't like little kids in horror shit. Yo, I unloaded a clip into a ghost. Like, it was just done. And from that point on, I was like, hey, fuck this shit. Got me looking like a bitch. Nah. So I'm not really big on the horror games. I can respect them, but I will say this: I am itching to buy Resident Evil 2.
No, it's good. It's solid. It's solid.
It's on my list.
It's really solid.
I downloaded the demo. I just have to sit down.
Give it a shot.
Yeah,
give it a shot. But Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm not gonna pick it up because me caring about Kingdom Hearts ended a long time ago. I'm sure it's great. I just maybe I'll get my daughter into Kingdom Hearts. Get her, because I have Kingdom Hearts 1 on PS1 still, or PS2. I still have the physical disc. So maybe I'll set it up.
See, I have 1 and 2 when it was re-released on PS3. I started it, but then I was just like, there's other shit to play.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't really care. I know, like, my nephew and some friends or whatever shall remain nameless, who we're all hyped for this game. There's a certain somebody that we know. This motherfucker lives and breathes Kingdom Hearts. I think he might have had sex with the disc. But regardless,
he probably has. Like, he probably watches, some porn where a chick is like humping a Keyblade.
Oh my god! I can't believe
your Keyblade is so big, and he's like, yeah.
You want some of this Keyblade?
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a cultural thing. Like, it's definitely a cultural thing. I know we've talked about this with other games, right? That are like Cyberpunk. We talked about this just this morning about how you got to release stuff within a certain window in order for it to be effective. I think the novelty might have
worn off
for
some people. Yeah.
Like, even for me, I'm not like, what's this game? Like, why is everyone hyped about it? I'm just like, meh.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's hurting it the most. It's getting the Last Guardian kind of treatment.
Yeah. I mean, reviews are positive for it, and obviously people are digging it, but it's not the impact that it would have had, I think,
10 years ago,
or even 5 years ago. I think that luster is kind of gone, because there's so many other games out there to play right now, and there's so many other titles that are just as good, if not better.
Plus, you got to admit, too, coming out after the hell of a 2 years that we've had game-wise, you can't come soft. Yeah. Like, especially if you're a big name, highly anticipated title, because the bar's been raised so high.
Shout out to Sony first-party titles for this console generation, because I love the fact that they stuck to their guns and made great single-player experiences, and kind of shut down the naysayers. And shout out to Microsoft for coming back from a disastrous start. So
I want to say shout outs to 2 unexpected. Well, 1's expected.
Shout out to Nintendo, yo.
Yeah, Nintendo.
I want a Switch.
Hard. I want one too.
I want a Switch.
I was against it. I played it and I was like, man, this shit is making my eyes bleed. Maybe it was the lighting, because I played the same game.
But we played it in a Best Buy in Pennsylvania.
That's what it was.
You know what I mean? It's
That's what it was. Yeah. But I again, the same initial.
And yes, I'm saying that Best Buy in Pennsylvania sucked.
Yep, you do. But the same initial thought process I had towards it, where it was like, yo, I could be playing this on my lunch breaks at work. I could bring this with me when I go to a con. I can bring this with me. I don't live anywhere near my parents now, so if I go to visit family, that's what I'm going to bring instead of
packing up a whole console.
Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense, even as an adult gamer, and the library definitely it's not as full as I thought it would have been by now, but it's a lot of ports. It's I'm mixed about the ports, but I don't hear bad things about the ports. No. So, but I want to send a shout out to the actual game developers of this generation. They have been doing a hell of a job bringing back something that I haven't felt in a while, especially with a lot of the stuff from last generation. The excitement of playing a game now. There's the excitement, and then the experience. There's a lot of memorable
experiences.
moments.
Yeah.
I can go back and be like, oh man, I can't believe I did this in this game. I can't believe I did this in that game.
Yeah.
And I felt like for a while that was running out because everything was taking that shift to, well, it's either Call of Duty, 2K, or whatever we're playing this year. Like, no, there's memorable moments, and it's not just can you believe this twist in the story? Like, it's actually what I did in that game, or someone else did, and I was there to witness it.
I can say honestly that I've become over the past year, or 2 years, because ever since Watch Dogs 2, well, not even, because this goes back to Black Flag. Like, I've become a Ubisoft fan. I'm a Ubisoft fan. I appreciate it. You know, everything that they've been doing lately. Again, BioWare, you fucked up with Mass Effect Andromeda, but I'm liking what I played with Anthem so far. Guerrilla Games, all of that, man. Like, just keep it coming going into this next console cycle. You know, so, and which that'll be something we'll touch on at another time as well.
Yes.
But we're going to wrap this one up because my wife is waiting for me, and if I don't get home in time...
Well, see, that's your issue. Mine is that
for me.
I forgot to charge this thing this morning, so we're on borrowed time.
Ooh, okay. Well, thanks for listening. We see you guys later.
Peace.
Deuces.
It's been a blast.
Oh, this guy. I'm just going to leave this here.
All right.
Everything is pretty much dialed into the board.